Queen Marchesa versus Atraxa, Praetors Voice. Yeah, we've got lands. We're going to keep that. Yeah, we will get out a turn 4 Queen Marchesa as it stands now, by the looks of it. Queen Marchesa is a Death Touch Haste 4-mana Mardu commander, a 3/3. When it enters, you become the Monarch, and at the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent is the Monarch, you get a 1/1 Black Haste Death Touch Assassin token. Just get down our tap land to start off with. We draw into an Arena Rector. That will get us into a Planeswalker when it dies. Atraxa Praetor's Voice is every colour except red, Flying Vigilance, Death Touch and Lifelink. A 4/4 for 4 mana, and at the beginning of your end step you proliferate. Okay, a Sol Ring accelerates us to a turn 3. Yeah, we can go for Night's Whisper. Yeah, a turn 3 Queen Marchesa. So let's go in for the Night's Whisper. How many cards will we have then? 4, 5, and 6, 7. Yes, so we're not going to have to discard. Draw 2 cards and lose 2 life from the Night's Whisper. And the aim with this deck, as you might be able to tell a little bit from our hand, is to make a land drop every turn, which you arguably want to do with every deck, but we want to make land drops every turn and get into lots of removal, 3 pieces of which we have in hand. Yeah, we'll see if our opponent has some kind of removal. If they do, it's not really the end of the world. They have to allow Queen Marchesa to get into play in order to use their removal. Doubt they're going to counter it in those colours. And then I'm not too worried about haste from our opponent either, so we will swing in here. And the Monarch is, at the beginning of your end step, you draw a card, which means we are going to have to discard here. We'll just get rid of, yeah, basic. I'm not worried about a Blood Moon or anything like that against these colours. And a Sol Ring for our opponent has come down as well, and down comes Vraska. That is removal. Do they want to get rid of Sol Ring or Queen Marchesa? They almost sort of have to get rid of Queen Marchesa because she can swing in and kill the Vraska. So why don't we can Lightning Helix the Vraska now if we want to. And then just get down an Arena Rector maybe. I think that's a pretty good use of our mana. So we'll get down the Arena Rector. We'll kill off the Vraska with a Lightning Helix. And this way we don't want to just replay Queen Marchesa every chance we get, because she can get to the point where she is unattainable to cast. Only casting her maybe 2 or 3 times in a game is preferable. And then if our opponent does get the Monarchy offers, which they may well be able to at some point in the game, thanks to Atraxa being such a good attacker, then we can easily get it back just by casting and having her enter the battlefield again. Darksteel Mutation is really good against Atraxa. So let's get down our planes, and we can go for a Stoneforge Mystic and probably just grabbing an Umezawa's Jitte here. If we can get damage through with a creature equipped up with that, if we can get damage through with it twice, then that means that we can get rid of Atraxa once she comes down. And this sort of encourages our opponent to kill the Arena Rector as well. Okay, just Thespian Stage becoming a copy of the Reflecting Pool, which will get better and better for our opponent the more time goes on and the more colours they get into play. They're missing 2 of their colours currently, but 1 fetch might be able to sort that out for them. And you can just see how much benefit you get out of the Monarchy. We're drawing into plenty of extra cards, and the longer we can draw the game out and keep our opponent's creatures out of play, then the longer that we're keeping hold of the Monarchy, and that obviously means more card draw for us. Okay, plenty of Golgari colours coming out, but no white and blue as of yet. I wonder if this is just a Golgari deck with a splash of Azorius in it. They can certainly fetch up colours if they have ramp in green. Okay, that creates a 3/3 beast with Death Touch. I mean, I don't mind swinging into that with our Arena Rector. They might let us hit Garrick with that because this is only a 1/2. So we need to decide what we want to do with our opponent here. We'll swing in at Garrick because I think they'll just let us do that. Yeah, we'll just swing in at Garrick. Nope, they are blocking. That surprises me. Well, we get the counters onto the Umezawa's Jitte, which was the main goal either way, but now we get twice as much value. We get the counters onto the Jitte, and we also get to search with Arena Rector. And then we can get down our Sun's Champion or Obnixilis. Yeah, I think Sun's Champion's okay. Now, it's noteworthy that Garrick can destroy another target Planeswalker, but we have Anguished Unmaking and Council's Judgment, so I'm not really too worried about that. Let's throw out some tokens, and then we will Council's Judgment, because Anguished Unmaking is an instant, so I'd like to hold that up for as long as we can. And then 1 mana floating, so let's put the Jitte onto the Stoneforge Mystic, and that way we can hold up Anguished Unmaking. If we don't want to Anguished Unmaking, we've got Colligan's Command as well. Yeah, if we don't want to do either of these instants, then we can just go for a tap land with the fetch. Yeah, and we've just gotten too much value off on our opponent, unfortunately. Didn't see the game through to completion there. It's often the case with Queen Marchesa. They see us with a full grip and no means of getting the monarchy off us. And unfortunately not being able to get a complete game here. But that's Queen Marchesa versus Atraxa. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Queen Marchesa versus Jodah, Archmage Eternal. And yet again, Magic Online's being a bit weird. Where do we want to start here? We'll just go with a scrub land. I don't think it really matters, and we'll throw it back over to our opponent. And how about we knock our opponent off white mana? Not white mana, we knock them off blue mana with this Abrade. Jodah Archmage is a 4/3 flyer, and it is 4 mana Jeskai. You can pay Wooburg rather than pay the mana cost for spells that you cast. Alright, we've got more removal there. Our opponent has gotten into some more blue mana. How about we just go in for a Distress here? We'll have to hope that we get into another land next turn. Banner of Thassa, Chroma's Vengeance, Nicol Bolas. I think I'll just get rid of the Chroma's Vengeance here. I'm hoping that we can actually deal with the Planeswalkers. Especially if we can get a land next turn. Down comes the Banner of Thassa, and we are just going in for Stoneforge Mystic in this case. Don't have to worry about the Banner of Thassa just yet, because our opponent doesn't have any creatures in play. Grab ourselves a Skull Clamp, and we'll put that on the Stoneforge Mystic if we don't get into another land. Because then, it depends, yeah, if our opponent's getting too far ahead of us, we might just have to Necropotence next turn. Shambling Vents comes down, that is a 2/3 with lifelink. Yeah, they don't want us to clamp the Stoneforge Mystic, so they're just coming in at us with that, and they will draw a card. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Yeah, again, not getting into a land. Yeah, what do we want to do here? We can destroy an artifact or an enchantment. I think we just need to Necropotence. This is way too slow. Our opponent's getting too far ahead of us now. So let's go. We want to keep Austere Command and Elspeth Knight Errant. So why don't we go in that case? We'll just go for 5 into Necropotence here. And we'll hold back the Stoneforge Mystic and throw it back over to our opponent. They don't have red mana yet, thankfully. And there we go, we were getting into a land in a couple of turns. Oh, we've got a Soul Ring as well, so we can catch up somewhat. Let's get rid of Bastion Protector and 2 more cards. Polygon's Command and the Wear and Tear are okay, I think. Put a stop on the upkeep just in case we decide that we want to Vampiric Tutor. I doubt we will. Animating the Shambling Vent and coming in at us again. So they get to draw another card with the Bident of Thassa. And we'll take a look at what they've drawn into. Yeah, I don't think we care too much about Vampiric Tutor at the moment. We'll get our Sol Ring. We will... I think we'll just go for Elspeth Knight Errant. And then throw out a soldier. We'll get a soldier every turn with her. And then Inquisition of Kozilek. So they've gotten into Dust to Dawn. Nicol Bolas, Ralzeric we knew about. They've now gotten Venser, so this looks like Super Friends. So that means that we want to keep our opponent off their commander, preferably, although they can just ramp into these planeswalkers now. We'll poke our opponent with Stoneforge Mystic. Getting into Unexpectedly Absent is nice because that can get rid of a planeswalker. That's especially good if our opponent taps out for a planeswalker, and there they can get into their red source with Windswept Teeth. Down comes the Ralzeric we already knew about. Tap a target permanent, then untap another target permanent. -2 is a lightning bolt. Then -7, flip 5 coins. Take an extra turn after this one for each heads that comes up. Have to make sure our opponent stays well off of that. And they're animating the Shambling Vent again, probably to go after Elspeth. And then... oh no, they tapped down one of our soldiers with Ralzeric. I was thinking they were going to lightning bolt it, so they did that just to get their Shambling Vent through, really making use of that thing. Don't know what I want to tutor for yet, so we won't bother with that. Upkeep. We'll go for Mutavault just to get the Summoning Sickness off it. Now, do we want to get down our commander? I think getting down Queen Marchesa is okay here. We will become the Monarch. That means we draw a card at the end of our end step. And then we'll put the Skull Clamp on Queen Marchesa just to buff her one. And then we'll go in at the Ralzeric with the Soldier token and Queen Marchesa herself. We'll remember to plus Elspeth, get another token. And then we've got, yeah, still 6 cards in hand, and we will draw one from the Monarchy as well. So let's go easy on the Necropotents, actually. We'll have to discard a card anyway. Or we would have had to discard a card if we'd used Necropotents there. That's what I meant to say. They still have the Dusk to Dawn in hand. Destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. And then return all creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. They don't have any creatures in the graveyard. There's a Dark Steel Ingot, an indestructible artifact. And I will block the Shambling Vent this time, so that they don't get any card draw. I could double block with the Mutavault actually, but I don't think I really care about doing that. Or we could go for the Throat on it. This is... oh no, it is a white and black elemental creature, so we couldn't... oh no, I'm thinking of Doomblade. Go for the Throat, can do that, because the caveat is that it is not an artifact. Alright, just passing the turn by the looks of it. There's nothing we want to do at the end of our opponent's turn, I don't think. Yeah, we'll just swing in at our opponent with everything, I think. They decide to take that. We will, in that case, why don't we skull clamp a couple of these soldiers. Get some card draw going. And then we'll clamp a soldier again. We get into Ophiomancer. That's a really good card, especially with especially with the skull clamp. And we'll throw out another token. And why not get down the Ophiomancer? Play a land before we do that. And we'll hold up Unexpectedly Absent, Vampiric Tutor, and go for the throat. So we'll just discard some lands here. And what else do we want to get rid of? Dark Confident we don't need, we've got plenty of card draw. At the beginning of our upkeep, Ophiomancer gives us a 1/1 Death Touching Snake if we don't control any snakes. That's why it goes so well with Skull Clamp. We can clamp it, and then we'll just get a snake on our opponent's turn. That's 2 free cards, or, well, 2 cards for 1 mana. And now seeing the Nicol Bolas come down, let's take a look at some of the abilities this thing has. Target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Until the end of the turn, you can cast it without paying its mana cost. And another plus ability, +1. Okay, did they even use Nicol Bolas' ability? No, that's weird. Maybe they would have gotten into a board wipe or something had they have. Well, let's see. Let's try and have a look at what they would have gotten into. Non-land card we're after. They would have gotten into Jitte. I don't know if they would have been able to make much use of that, but it took it away from us. Yeah. Not sure why they scooped there. This will just be something that I splice in with another video, so hope you all enjoyed it. See you in the next one.